Would you like to have more hip turn in your downswing? Of course you would. We're going to show you how to do that right after this. If you look at really good players, male and female, in general, a large percentage of them are going to have very open hips and impact. Now that's also in the trunk, but this video we're looking mostly at the hips. The benefits of that are numerous, and most people who don't play golf at a really high level don't get the hips clear. We like to think we do until we're fortunate to have K-Vest and MySwing where we can put people on there and actually measure. And in general, we're going to see 5-10 degrees perhaps open at impact compared to address, whereas a tour player, we'll show you the numbers on the two different systems, but anywhere between 30 to 45 degrees or more at impact. So it makes a big difference in the chain from the top of the swing. What does that mean? Well, let's go the opposite for a second and think about an unfortunate incident like a 18-wheeler jackknifing or a multi-car train derailing. In that instance, the lead mechanism, or either the truck cab or the locomotive, came to a very abrupt stop, and then the rest of the mechanism, whether it's train cars or tractor trailer, that energy had to go somewhere, right? So it just can't stop at a dead stop, especially if you got one train car after another. They kind of go off the tracks and keep going, right? And so that's what happens when this lower body stops too quickly or does not continue its motion long enough in the downswing. The energy, okay, gets dissipated in ways that are not effective for a golf swing. So we have club head, lead wrist, arm, shoulder, etc. When the lower body stops too quickly, all this other mechanisms keep going. So we get casting, we get early extension, we get early release, we get club hitting the ground too early, then the brain reacts, we get chicken wing and topping the ball, etc. So that's all the things that can happen when we don't get the lower body to clear. And the benefits when you get them to clear would be the opposite, right? So we get more solid contact, more club head speed, more efficient strike. So that's all well and good. We need to know those things. Now we have to come with a way to get your hips more open at impact. Okay, so I'm going to clip this little device. It's a little light on my belt. We're going to go dark in here so you can see the light, and I'm going to show you a drill. These are not expensive, by the way, where you can get this job done by yourself anywhere you want to be and get the feel and the feedback, because feedback's key. You absolutely need feedback on something that's hard to sense. How much hip turn am I getting at impact? This is going to help you figure that out real quick. Okay, so this is going to look a little silly, but it's the best thing I could come up with at the moment. It's a light in the middle of my torso, roughly pointed at the ground, and it's going to give feedback on what my hips are doing, where they're at in space, and address and impact. Okay, so here we go. Set up to the ball. Go to the top of the swing. Now in slow motion I can see where that light is at. That would be pointed at the ball. You can hopefully see the golf club's not even close to the ball yet. As I continue the turn of the body and let the club start to release to the ball, you can obviously see the lights well left of the golf ball. So feedback training like this, it really is great because it gives you the sensitivity you need to get the feels into your golf swing, okay? And that's what it's all about when you're training, okay? When you're training, can you see me? When you're training by yourself, things like hip turn are ultra hard to sense. You don't know how much or where they're at in space. But when you practice with feedback, you'll get that immediate sensation of how much are my hips turning. and where do I want them to be at impact. And with this light, you can see if they're pointed left to where the ball is. And if you go slow, which is absolutely necessary for the conscious brain to be able to learn something new or retrain it, when you go slow with feedback, you'll start to change that motor pattern in your brain and create the new sensations and the new feels that are going to help you get your hips more clear at impact.